Right, what is going on, guys? This is going to be a very specific video. Now, most of you are probably looking at a DSLR to buy, and they found the D3100 from Nikon. It looks like a great camera, it has great reviews, and you think, I'm probably going to take advantage of the video mode and do lots of filmmaking, which a lot of people do nowadays with DSLRs. And in this video I'm going to show you exactly what this camera can do, because that's what I've bought it for, mainly for photos, but I really wanted to seriously get into video. And I've basically stripped down the camera software-wise and found out exactly what I can get with this camera. I am very impressed. Okay, so I'll just give you a bit of kind of hard specs of the camera for video. This is 1080p 24 frames per second, or 720p 30, 24 or 25 frames per second. It's not an amazing amount of frame options, but considering it's the camera's position in price and age, it doesn't do a bad job at all. I think 24 frames per second will give you a good look in 1080p. Now, there are quite a few downsides to this camera which filmmakers won't really like. There is no manual control of ISO or shutter speed. The rolling shutter artifact is really quite apparent on the sensor. It's a CMOS sensor, and basically if you move the camera a lot, it's a bit like a watercolor painting smudging. You don't really want to move it a huge amount, but the VR does help quite a bit with the kit lens 18-55. One of the big problems for filmmakers is that the Nikon D3100 does not have a mic input. Quite a lot of other Nikons from the old generation like this don't have it either, but that means you have to use an external source, which is, this is just a cheaper source, external recorder, which is a stereo input, and I've got a lavalier microphone plugged into it. Okay, so we're just going to look at some test shots now, and all of these shots I'm going to show you are probably being graded using Adobe Premiere Pro, the fast color corrector. Very slightly graded. It just really helps the camera kind of get the footage looking lively. I shoot with a flat picture profile, which I'll talk about later. Now, in this clip I demonstrate the rolling shutter artifacts, which is really bad if you move the camera a lot, but you probably shouldn't be doing that anyway with the camera. Okay, now we just have some night shots. I managed to get this outside and it really doesn't do too badly in the shadows. There isn't too much grain, and it does handle the highlights and huge contrast you get if you're outside with a small amount of light bouncing off people's heads. Okay, so if you're going to do lots of filmmaking with this camera, you have to have a flat picture profile, so that's very, very low contrast, low saturation, and turn off the active de-lighting. Also turn the sharpening right down to reduce artifacts. Now, if you want to just create a simple mood, you can use the in-camera hue monitor to either get it greener or redder, but that's if you don't want to colour correct later. Now, the in-camera microphone does sound a little tinny, but if you follow my steps earlier on how to get the audio recorder, then it'll just be so much better and you can get around that. Now, I'm just going to leave you with this clip now. To get this shot, I had to put the tripod on the back seat of the car, zoom in and just manual focus. I found it got a really good look, and I think for the price, this camera does a really good job of letting you experiment with filmmaking. To stop you from experimenting, it gives you a bit of a challenge. You have to use an external recorder, and you have to really tweak the picture profile to get a good image. But when you've done that, when you've watched this video, maybe you've hopefully learnt some new tricks. When you've done that, you'll have a great time. And just keep on Googling and keep on finding out more about it, because that's how you get good with the camera, not by buying a very good camera. So thank you so much for watching. See ya.